Well, I'm live on YouTube. This is Charles with Three Retirement Planning, and this is my show, Talking Retirement with Charles. And to be honest, this is just a test. This is my first time going live. I wanted to see how this was going to work. And what I wanted to talk about just briefly is the four things that I focus on when I'm helping people with their retirement. And those things are going to be having an income plan, especially having enough guaranteed income so that you can have money to pay your bills and also have some fun, and also to minimize the chance that you're going to run out of money in retirement. Two, I typically talk to people, have a tax plan for the money that you save for retirement, and make sure that we minimize the amount of taxes that you're paying on the money that you have saved. And because most people don't realize they're probably overpaying their taxes, especially when you typically, if you retire early and you're not having to take required minimum distributions out of those taxable accounts, that's the time to do the planning. Because you can, if you're in the lower tax brackets, typically we can basically what we call bump up into your, the upper tier of that lower tax bracket, and keep the money that you're taking out in those lower tax brackets so that you're paying less tax over time. Plus, once you convert all your money over to non-taxable accounts, you no longer have required minimum distributions, and that money is not subject to being taxed or making your Social Security taxable. So that's another very important area that you need to consider. Three is to have a plan for long-term care, to make sure that you have money set aside or funds set aside, to make sure that it's not if you get sick, but when you get sick or have a serious health issue that in which you don't pass away, such as a heart attack, stroke, or you get cancer, and it lasts quite a while. So how are you going to pay for that? Especially what happens that if your income stays steady, but your expenses rise dramatically because you're having to pay more medical bills and take medication that's probably a lot more expensive. And the fourth area that I work with people is uh, to have a legacy plan. Make sure that you pass on your assets, you avoid the probate court, you avoid the time, the expense, and the hassle for those that you love, and also to make sure that the assets that you do have pass and go where you want those to go. Okay, so having a legacy plan, setting up a living trust, and funding that trust is very important. And as I go on and I do more videos, I will be explaining why that's so important. And I'll give just a couple of quick examples of three celebrities that over time, um, their issues by not by either not having a trust or by having that plan. One of those was Elvis Presley. His estate paid out a lot of estate taxes. Of course, the laws were different back in the 1970s when he passed away, but he had no estate plan set up. So his estate lost a lot in value because they had to pay so much in estate taxes. Another one was Prince. When Prince passed away, there were the probate process dragged on for years because of all the claims made against his estate. And he had no plans, no paperwork set up to make sure that uh, his estate went in the fashion that he wanted it to when he did pass away. And then there's the third example, which is a good example, Matthew Perry, who is the actor who starred on the TV show Friends. He passed away, but he had his affairs in order, and his family didn't have to go through all the problems that probate court presents, and having all that, the probate court process open to the public. Uh, his family didn't have to endure all that issue because he did have his affairs set up, and he had trust set up, so he made sure his property passed uh, the way he wanted it to go. Okay, so again, this is a short video. I just wanted to come on and see if this was how this live stream was going to look, to be totally honest. And so, but as I go forward, those are going to be four of the main things that I'm going to talk about. But there's many other things, talking about why it's important to have life insurance, setting yourself up for retirement, your Social Security, which is a big issue. And it's one of those where there's tons of opinions about how you should take it, when you should take it. Sometimes I think those rules are not understood by a lot, especially married couples, of how they can maximize the amount of money that they're getting, because those are guaranteed funds. So anyway, I'm going to end the stream right now. I didn't want to stay on here long. I just want to see how this was going to work for future reference. But those are the things that I'm going to talk about, and look forward to doing these on a regular basis, because I'm here to serve you. I'm here to serve my clients, and I want to do the best I can for the people that I care about, my clients, family, friends. And so I appreciate it. If you took a minute just to take a look at this, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm going to end the stream.